And why we are here today is because of the cabbages. So 3 months ago I was here at Plancey in the garden with my friend Ivor and Oscar, and then we had this small talk with Yael. After that she invited me here to do a cabbage lecture, and then we merged that with Lazy Sundays of Plancey and it became Lazy Cabbage Lecture. Why I pick up this topic on cabbage? It's because in Black Sea region, that's the plant vegetable grows widely, and it grows with other two sisters. That's why I call them three sisters: the beans, the corn, and the cabbage. And this time we are talking about cabbages. This region is also the part of Turkey has been cultivated for the tea production from the 1930s. With the tea production, it brought some also hunger and famine because of the cultivation of the tea. The very limited land is available for agricultural events, has been used for the tea production, and then what they have left is growing this in small plots on the steep hills. They start cultivating the cabbages. So my family has so many recipes with the cabbages. We make soups, stews, we put it in our breads that we made with corn flour. We roll them with variety of grains, with meat. And then you have this one, it's more like a borenkål. It's like curly leaves, and they're a little bit also purple inside, so I use all of them mixed. And then these ones, they're a little bit smaller. So this one, for example, is great to make the filled rolls, because it's very thin. When you boil them, they become like a fabric that you can just start wrapping them around, and then they will be just one portion for one dolma, so it's going to be very easy to roll. So this is my aunt. She was cooking in the kitchen, and she was telling me, I cooked this and that, and then I went out and I come back, and then she was cooking, and then we talked like half an hour because she was telling me how to do this. I told her like, okay, I'm gonna replace the meat with the mushrooms because of this and that. So then we were cooking together, and then she told me cut this stem. Stem of the vegetable, because you need to boil this anyways before you start processing. Like that's how the process starts. So then I cut this, and then she told me to cut them very fine. And then first boil the stems, and like maybe like at least 3-4 more minutes more. Then add the leaves already cut. So then we hang up, and then I call my mom, and then my grandmother also there, and I was telling them like, yeah, my aunt told me to do this, so I cut everything. So now I will boil them. And then they were like, if you have only the stems, you can make dible with that, which is this dish. It's mostly like, because it was this much, it's nothing. But then I think it's also about making the things more for more people. So the soup today, normally it's made with like meat based, but it's also very limited amount of meat we put in. But then we enrich it with different kind of proteins also. Like today I put beans in it, some corn, some also bulgur. It's rich with vitamin B, and then the cabbages. So how do I do it? The cabbage is very rough vegetable, especially if it doesn't get really the cold, like freezing cold. It's very rough. Throughout the winter it gets softer and softer. So first what you need to do is boiling the cabbages. First I cut them into very small pieces, and then I boil them, and then I start frying the onions with mushrooms. After that I just layered all the other things that I need to put inside. So the mushrooms in the bottom, and then the beans, and then the boiled and squeezed cabbage, and then there's some bulgur on the top, and I put salt, pepper flakes, chili pepper flakes from Turkey again, and black pepper. And then it cooks. Also a little bit of corn flour that makes it a little bit like thicken the juice of the soup. Normally we also do it plain, but today I made it with mix of herbs from the garden again. I picked some thyme, I picked some mint from the garden, and then mixed that with parsley, dill, spring onions, garlic, and then again the boiled cabbages. I make a herb mix, and then I put the corn flour in it first, and then you put the amount of salt. So before making the dough, it's kind of like first you mix everything when they are dry, so then everything becomes incorporated. After that you need to knead the dough with boiling water. Little by little I add boiling water till it gets a certain consistency. It doesn't become like a bowl that you can make like a cookie or something. It's a very hydrated dough. Not even like dough. It's really like a mush of stuff you put together. And then it needs to, in the oven, quite high temperature, around 190 centigrade to 200. When you put the dough on the tray, you also score it with a knife. So then in the end you already have the slices kind of that where you wanna cut them from. And then I baked it around 1 hour 45 minutes in the oven before coming here in the morning. So we still have a little bit of warm, very fresh bread. I cut them with a knife. I also cut myself. Then like there are lower ones, they didn't go up that much. Those. Mm-hmm. This is very close to what we had in our garden. And the third dish we ate today was the dible. Dible might be made from different variety of vegetables. Today I made it with the stems of the cabbages. I took out all the big stems and I cut them very finely, and then I boiled them first for quite a long time, I think like 8 to 10 minutes. After that I fry some onion with the rice that I washed before, so that the starch was quite out of the rice. Then I add the cabbage stems, and I add some water and the lemon juice. It's very important in this dish. And then they cooked all together. In the end I add the fresh dill, and that's what it is. Normally you can also make it with, for example, with fresh beans, but the idea is like you make them very small, or you make these dish with the leftovers of other dishes you make. So the stems were left over from the soup, and then this become another dish to serve.